Imagine a book so mysterious, so confounding, that for over 600 years, it has resisted every attempt to unlock its secrets. A book written in a language that no one can read, illustrated with plants that don't exist, and diagrams that defy understanding. This is the Voynich Manuscript, a relic of the Middle Ages that continues to baffle scholars, cryptographers, and historians alike. But what if I told you that this enigmatic manuscript might hold the key to a forgotten world? A world of hidden knowledge, lost civilizations, and secrets that could change our understanding of history. Welcome to the story of the Voynich Manuscript, the world's most mysterious book. Our journey begins in a dusty library in Rome in 1912, where a rare book dealer named Wilfred Voynich stumbles upon an ancient manuscript unlike anything he has ever seen. Little does he know, this discovery will ignite a century-long quest to decode its cryptic contents, a quest that will attract the greatest minds of the 20th and 21st centuries. From the cryptographers who cracked the Enigma code to artificial intelligence researchers, all have tried and failed to decipher the Voynich Manuscript. But what is this book? Who wrote it, and why? Could it be the work of a medieval genius, encoding knowledge too dangerous to be revealed? Or is it a hoax, an elaborate forgery designed to deceive? As we delve into the pages of the Voynich Manuscript, we will explore the theories, the science, and the enduring mystery that surrounds this most perplexing of books. Prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown, where every answer leads to new questions, and the truth is more elusive than ever. In a world where almost every mystery has been solved, the Voynich Manuscript stands as a testament to the limits of human knowledge. It is a puzzle that defies explanation, a riddle that has outlasted empires, wars, and revolutions. And yet, it endures, a beacon of curiosity and wonder, challenging us to keep searching, to keep asking, and to never stop exploring. So, what lies within the pages of the Voynich Manuscript? Is it the key to unlocking ancient wisdom, or is it a riddle designed to remain unsolved? Join us as we embark on a journey through time, from the dusty libraries of medieval Europe to the cutting-edge laboratories of today, in search of the truth behind the world's most mysterious book. This is the story of the Voynich Manuscript, a story that is still being written. Our story begins not in the Middle Ages, but in the early 20th century, in the year 1912. The scene is Rome, a city steeped in history, where the ancient and the modern coalesce in a mosaic of culture, art, and mystery. It is here, in a dusty corner of the Jesuit college at Villa Mondragon, that a chance encounter would set the stage for one of history's greatest enigmas. Enter Wilfred Voynich, a Polish-born book dealer with a keen eye for the rare and unusual. Voynich had spent years scouring Europe for forgotten treasures, ancient texts, manuscripts, and artifacts that held the secrets of the past. But on this day, his search would yield something far beyond the ordinary. As he sifted through the college's collection, his hands brushed against a manuscript unlike anything he had ever seen. Bound in weathered calfskin, the manuscript's pages were filled with strange, flowing script that seemed to defy any known language. The illustrations were equally baffling. Botanical drawings of plants that didn't exist, astronomical charts that made no sense, and diagrams that seemed to be pulled from the imagination of a madman. Voynich knew he had stumbled upon something extraordinary, but what it was, he could not yet comprehend. Voynich's discovery of the manuscript was not an isolated event, but the beginning of a journey that would captivate the world. As he carefully transported the manuscript back to his London shop, he was filled with a sense of anticipation. He knew that this was no ordinary book and that its secrets could hold untold value, if only they could be deciphered. Upon his return to London, Voynich began to study the manuscript in earnest. He reached out to experts in various fields, linguists, historians, cryptographers, but no one could make sense of the text. The script, now known as Voynichese, was unlike any language ever recorded. It was as if the manuscript had been written in a code that defied all logic and convention. But the more he delved into the manuscript, the more questions arose. Who was the author of this mysterious text? What was its purpose? And why had it been hidden away for centuries, only to resurface now? As the enigma deepened, Voynich realized that he had uncovered something far greater than a mere curiosity. He had found a key to a mystery that spanned centuries, a puzzle that would challenge the greatest minds of his time and beyond. The manuscript's journey from a forgotten library in Rome to the hands of Wilfred Voynich was just the beginning. Little did he know that his discovery would ignite a century-long quest to unlock its secrets, a quest that continues to this day. And as the manuscript's fame grew, so too did the legends surrounding it. Was it the work of an alchemist, encoding secret knowledge in a language only the initiated could understand? Or was it a hoax, a brilliant forgery designed to confound and deceive? The truth, as we shall see, is far more complex and elusive. As we embark on this journey into the heart of the Voynich Manuscript, we must remember that every discovery is but a piece of a larger puzzle. And as each piece falls into place, new questions arise, leading us deeper into the mystery that has captivated generations. This is the story of the Voynich Manuscript, a story that begins with a chance discovery, but one that has no clear ending. The origins of the Voynich Manuscript are as enigmatic as its contents. Like a phantom that emerged from the shadows, the manuscript's history is shrouded in mystery, leaving behind a trail of tantalizing clues but no definitive answers. To unravel the story of its creation, we must journey back in time to the heart of the Middle Ages, a period marked by turmoil, intrigue, and the pursuit of hidden knowledge. The manuscript's earliest known history begins with the Holy Roman Emperor Rudolph II, a ruler obsessed with alchemy, mysticism, and the arcane. It is said that sometime during the late 16th century, Rudolph acquired the Voynich manuscript for a staggering 600 gold ducats, a sum befitting a treasure of immense value. But why would an emperor, known for his vast collection of rare books and occult artifacts, pay such a fortune for a manuscript written in an unknown language? Was it merely a curiosity, or did Rudolph believe the book held the key to secret knowledge? Perhaps even the fabled Philosopher's Stone? However, the story of the Voynich manuscript does not begin with Rudolph. Scholars have traced its origins even further back in time, to a period when the boundaries between science, magic, and religion were blurred. Some speculate that the manuscript was created by the 13th century English philosopher Roger Bacon, a man often regarded as one of the fathers of modern science. Bacon was known for his pioneering work in optics, alchemy, and mathematics, and he believed that knowledge should be kept hidden from the unworthy. Could it be that Bacon encoded his discoveries in the Voynich manuscript, ensuring that only the most enlightened minds could access them? Others point to the Italian Renaissance as the true birthplace of the manuscript. During this period, Italy was a hotbed of intellectual activity, where scholars and artists sought to rediscover the wisdom of the ancients. The Medicis, the Borgias, and other powerful families sponsored libraries, academies, and secret societies dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge. It is within this context that some believe the Voynich manuscript was created, perhaps as a commission for a wealthy patron with a thirst for the forbidden. The script, known as Voynichese, might have been devised as a form of intellectual encryption, a way to protect the manuscript's contents from prying eyes. But who is the author of this cryptic text? The manuscript's pages are filled with a flowing, elegant script, suggesting that it was the work of a skilled scribe. The illustrations, too, are of high quality, though they depict scenes that seem to defy reality. Some have speculated that the manuscript was the work of a clandestine order, perhaps the Rosicrucians or the Cathars, who sought to preserve their secret knowledge from persecution. Others believe it was created by an alchemist, seeking to encode his discoveries in a language only he could understand. One theory that has gained traction in recent years is that the manuscript was the work of a woman. In an age when women's contributions to science and the arts were often overlooked, It is possible that the author of the Voynich Manuscript chose to remain anonymous, concealing her identity behind a veil of mystery. The manuscript's botanical illustrations, in particular, have led some to speculate that it was created by a female herbalist or healer who encoded her knowledge in a way that would only be understood by those who shared her expertise. As we delve deeper into the origins of the Voynich Manuscript, we find ourselves confronted with more questions than answers. The manuscript's provenance is a puzzle in itself, with gaps in its history that may never be filled. We know that it passed through the hands of numerous collectors, including the Jesuits who eventually housed it in the Villa Mondragon. But where was it before that? And why was it hidden away for so long? The manuscript's journey through history is like a game of cat and mouse, with each discovery leading to a new layer of mystery. Was it created in the dark corridors of a medieval monastery, where monks labored in secret to preserve forbidden knowledge? Or was it the work of a solitary genius, whose brilliance was matched only by his desire to keep his discoveries hidden from the world? As we continue our exploration of the Voynich Manuscript, we will encounter the many theories that have been proposed to explain its origins. From the court of Rudolph II to the alchemical laboratories of the Renaissance, from the hidden chambers of secret societies to the libraries of the modern world, the manuscript has traveled a long and winding road. But one thing is certain: its origins remain as elusive as the code it contains. In a world where language is our bridge to understanding, the Voynich Manuscript stands as an enigma, an intricate tapestry of symbols that defy interpretation. For over a century, this mysterious script has baffled linguists, cryptographers, and historians alike. It's not just a code to be broken. It's a language that seems to have no parallel in human history. But what is the nature of this language? Was it created as a deliberate cipher, or is it the relic of a lost civilization? In this chapter, we delve into the enigmatic language of the Voynich Manuscript, a puzzle within a puzzle, where each answer only deepens the mystery. The script of the Voynich Manuscript, commonly referred to as Voynichese, is unlike any other known writing system. It flows with a smooth, almost effortless rhythm, as though the author was deeply familiar with it. The characters are elegant and precise, suggesting a skilled scribe, yet they do not match any known alphabet, ancient or modern. Despite exhaustive comparisons with scripts from around the world, from Latin and Greek to Arabic and Hebrew, Voynichese remains stubbornly unique. Its characters are composed of simple shapes, loops, circles, and lines, which combine in ways that suggest both simplicity and complexity. This paradoxical nature has led some to believe that the script is a constructed language, a conlang designed for a specific purpose. But what purpose could that be? The structure of Voynichese hints at a linguistic system with its own rules and grammar. Letters appear to form words, words to form sentences, and sentences to follow a coherent pattern. Yet, every attempt to decode this pattern has ended in frustration. Some have suggested that Voynichese is a cipher, an encrypted code that hides its true meaning behind a veil of symbols. Indeed, many of history's greatest cryptographers, including those at Bletchley Park who broke the Nazi Enigma code, have turned their attention to the manuscript. But despite their efforts, the code remains unbroken, leading some to wonder if Voynichese is not a code at all, but something far more complex. Numerous theories have emerged over the years regarding the origins of Voynichese. One of the earliest and most enduring theories is that the manuscript was written in an unknown or extinct language. Some scholars have proposed that it could be a remnant of a lost civilization, perhaps one that existed in isolation from the rest of the world. This idea is tantalizing, as it suggests the possibility of a forgotten culture whose knowledge and language have been preserved only in this mysterious book. Could Voynichese be the last surviving link to a people who vanished from history, their language and traditions lost to time? Others believe that the manuscript may have been written in a constructed language, a language deliberately created by its author for the purpose of encoding secret knowledge. Constructed languages, or conlangs, have a long history, from the philosophical languages of the Renaissance to the fictional tongues of modern fantasy literature. If Voynichese is a conlang, it would be one of the earliest and most sophisticated examples of such a language, created with a specific set of rules and syntax that make it almost impenetrable to those who do not understand its logic. The manuscript's consistent use of this language across hundreds of pages suggests that the author was not only fluent in it, but had developed it to a high degree of complexity. Another compelling theory is that the manuscript's language is a cipher, an encoded version of a known language, designed to conceal its true content. The idea of ciphers was well established by the time the Voynich Manuscript was created, and many of the greatest minds of the Renaissance were skilled in the art of cryptography. If the manuscript is indeed a cipher, it would be one of the most sophisticated and resilient ever created, withstanding centuries of attempts to crack it. Some have speculated that the manuscript's author might have been a polymath like Leonardo da Vinci, who was known to write in mirror script to keep his notes private. Could Voynichese be a similar attempt to protect sensitive information from prying eyes? In the modern era, the mystery of Voynichese has attracted some of the world's most brilliant minds, from professional cryptographers to amateur codebreakers. Advances in technology have allowed researchers to analyze the manuscript in ways that were previously impossible. For example, the use of machine learning and artificial intelligence has opened new avenues for exploring the structure and patterns of Voynichese. Some AI algorithms have detected patterns that suggest the manuscript's text is not entirely random, indicating that it could indeed be a meaningful language rather than gibberish. However, these analyses have also raised new questions, as the patterns identified by machines do not always correspond to known linguistic structures. Despite these advances, the true nature of Voynichese remains elusive. Some have even proposed that the manuscript is an elaborate hoax, created by a clever forger to deceive collectors and scholars. This theory, however, is challenged by the manuscript's sheer complexity and the consistency of its language. If it is a hoax, it is one of such skill and sophistication that it has fooled generations of experts. Others suggest that the manuscript could be a form of glossolalia, a language produced in a state of altered consciousness, perhaps as a result of a mystical or religious experience. This idea is supported by the manuscript's often surreal and otherworldly illustrations, which seem to depict a reality entirely separate from our own. As we explore the possibilities, we are left to wonder, what if the Voynich Manuscript is the last relic of a language lost in time? Throughout history, languages have risen and fallen, their speakers and cultures disappearing into the past. Could it be that Voynichese is the final trace of a forgotten people, a linguistic fossil that has outlasted its speakers? If so, the manuscript would not only be a linguistic enigma, but also a testament to the transient nature of human knowledge and civilization. In the end, the language of the Voynich Manuscript is as much a mystery as the book itself. It stands as a challenge to our understanding of language, history, and the human mind. Whether it is a code to be broken, a language to be deciphered, or an artistic expression beyond our comprehension, Voynichese remains one of the greatest unsolved puzzles of all time. And as long as it remains unsolved, it will continue to captivate and confound those who seek to unravel its secrets. The Voynich Manuscript is not merely a book of cryptic text. It is a visual enigma as well. Its pages are filled with bizarre, otherworldly illustrations, images that defy explanation, tantalizing and frustrating those who have sought to understand them. What are these strange plants that seem to exist in a world of their own? Who are the naked women who frolic in baths connected by an intricate network of pipes? And what are the celestial diagrams that hint at a forgotten knowledge of the cosmos? These images are not just decorative. They are integral to the manuscript's mystery, each one a piece of a puzzle that is yet to be solved. In this chapter, we delve into the bizarre and often unsettling illustrations of the Voynich Manuscript, exploring their possible meanings and the theories they have inspired. The first section of the manuscript is filled with botanical illustrations, plants drawn with a precision that suggests a deep knowledge of botany. Yet, despite this apparent expertise, the plants themselves are unrecognizable. None of the over 130 plant species depicted in the manuscript have ever been conclusively identified, leading to speculation that they may be purely imaginary or drawn from a world lost to history. Some researchers believe that these plants could represent a coded form of real botanical species, with their true identities hidden behind deliberate distortions. Others suggest that the plants might be symbolic, each one representing a concept or idea rather than a physical species. These strange plants have been meticulously drawn, with roots, stems, leaves, and flowers rendered in great detail. Yet, they are often combined in ways that defy the natural order, with roots that twist into impossible shapes or leaves that sprout from places they shouldn't. Some plants appear to be hybrids, combining features of different species into a single, fantastical organism. This blending of reality and imagination has led to countless theories about their origin. Could they be the product of an alchemist's mind, where the boundaries between the physical and the spiritual blur? Or perhaps they are the remnants of a lost pharmacopoeia, recording the medicinal knowledge of an ancient and forgotten people. The herbal section raises more questions than it answers. If the plants are real, why can't we recognize them? And if they are imaginary, what was the purpose of creating such detailed and elaborate drawings? Were they intended as a teaching tool, a means of conveying hidden knowledge to those who could understand the code? Or are they simply the product of a vivid imagination, with no deeper meaning than the joy of creation? The truth remains elusive, and the plants of the Voynich Manuscript continue to baffle botanists and historians alike. As we turn the pages, we move from the earthbound to the celestial. The manuscript's astronomical and astrological sections are filled with diagrams that seem to map the heavens, but in ways that are both familiar and utterly alien. There are star charts, zodiac symbols, and what appear to be cosmological diagrams, all drawn with the same meticulous care as the plants. Yet, just like the botanical illustrations, these diagrams are filled with anomalies. The zodiac signs, for example, are often accompanied by naked women holding stars or flowers, their positions and gestures unlike anything seen in traditional astrological texts. The star charts are equally perplexing, depicting constellations that do not match those of any known star system. The presence of zodiac symbols has led some to believe that the manuscript was intended as an astrological guide, possibly used for divination or the casting of horoscopes. However, the unconventional way in which these symbols are presented suggests that they may have a deeper, more esoteric meaning. The women in these diagrams, often referred to as nymphs or nymphoids, are a recurring motif throughout the manuscript. Their purpose is unclear, but their presence alongside the zodiac signs has fueled speculation that they represent celestial beings or cosmic forces, perhaps connected to an ancient, mystical understanding of the universe. The cosmological diagrams are equally enigmatic. Some appear to be maps of the heavens, with concentric circles representing different layers of the cosmos. Others are more abstract, filled with shapes and patterns that defy easy interpretation. Some researchers have suggested that these diagrams could be related to alchemical or mystical traditions, representing the stages of spiritual transformation or the structure of the universe as understood by a secretive sect. Others believe that they could be maps of a different kind, perhaps even diagrams of the human body or mind, encoded in a way that only the initiated could understand. One of the most bizarre and unsettling sections of the Voynich manuscript is the so-called biological section. Here, we find page after page filled with images of naked women, often referred to as nymphs, who appear to be engaged in various activities. Many of these women are shown bathing in pools connected by a network of pipes and tubes, creating a surreal and dreamlike landscape. The exact purpose of these images is unknown, but they have been the subject of intense speculation and debate. Some researchers believe that these images may represent an ancient medical or alchemical practice, with the women symbolizing the human body or soul undergoing purification or transformation. The pipes and tubes could be symbolic of the body's internal systems, perhaps the circulatory or lymphatic systems, depicted in a way that combines both physical and spiritual elements. Others suggest that the images could be related to fertility rituals or beliefs, with the bathing women representing the nurturing and life-giving aspects of nature. The women in these illustrations are often depicted in groups, interacting with each other in ways that seem to follow a hidden logic. Some are shown holding objects such as spheres or stars, while others appear to be engaged in a ritualistic dance. The repetition of these motifs throughout the manuscript suggests that they were of great significance to the author, but their exact meaning remains a mystery. Are these women the priestesses of a lost religion, performing rituals that have been forgotten by history? Or are they symbolic representations of natural forces, encoded in a visual language that we no longer understand? In addition to the strange plants and celestial diagrams, the Voynich Manuscript also contains a section devoted to what appears to be pharmacology. This section is filled with images of jars and containers, often placed next to roots or plants that resemble those found in the herbal section. The jars are drawn with great care, each one unique in shape and design, suggesting that they were meant to hold specific substances or remedies. The connection between the jars and the plants has led to speculation that this section represents a guide to the preparation of medicines or potions, possibly related to alchemical practices. The roots depicted in this section are particularly strange, often twisting into impossible shapes or sprouting from objects that defy logic. Some have suggested that these roots could represent the ingredients of an ancient pharmacopoeia, with the jars serving as containers for the finished products. Others believe that the roots may have a symbolic or spiritual significance, perhaps related to the idea of transformation or regeneration. The fact that many of these roots are shown in conjunction with jars or containers suggests a process of preparation, where the raw materials of nature are transformed into something greater. The pharmacological section raises intriguing questions about the relationship between science, medicine, and mysticism in the medieval period. Was the author of the Voynich Manuscript an alchemist or a healer, recording their knowledge in a coded form to protect it from those who would misuse it? Or was this section intended as a teaching tool, a way to pass on secret knowledge to future generations? Whatever the case, the jars and roots of the Voynich Manuscript remain one of its most puzzling features, offering tantalizing hints at a lost tradition of healing and transformation. The final section of the Voynich Manuscript is filled with what appear to be recipes or instructions, written in the same mysterious script as the rest of the book. These recipes are accompanied by small, simple illustrations, often depicting plants, stars, or jars. The purpose of these recipes is unknown, but they have been the subject of much speculation. Some researchers believe that they could represent a guide to the preparation of medicines or potions, possibly related to the pharmacological section. Others suggest that they could be instructions for alchemical or magical practices, encoded in a way that only the initiated could understand. The fact that the manuscript ends with this section has led to speculation that it may hold the key to understanding the rest of the book. If the recipes could be deciphered, they might reveal the purpose of the manuscript and the meaning of its bizarre illustrations. But despite numerous attempts, the recipes remain as enigmatic as the rest of the manuscript, offering no clear answers to the mysteries they contain. Like the rest of the Voynich Manuscript, they stand as a challenge to our understanding, a puzzle that has yet to be solved. The bizarre illustrations of the Voynich Manuscript have inspired countless theories over the years, ranging from the plausible to the fantastical. Some researchers believe that the illustrations are symbolic, representing concepts or ideas rather than physical objects. The plants, for example, could be metaphors for spiritual or alchemical processes, with their strange forms representing the transformation of the soul or the body. The bathing women could symbolize purification or regeneration, while the celestial diagrams might represent a map of the cosmos or the human mind. Others suggest that the illustrations could be a form of visual code, with each image representing a piece of information that is not immediately apparent. In this view, the Voynich Manuscript is not a literal guide to plants, stars, or the human body, but rather a symbolic text that requires a different kind of reading. This idea is supported by the fact that many of the illustrations seem to combine elements from different categories, such as plants with astronomical symbols or human figures with roots. This blending of categories could be a way of conveying complex ideas that cannot be expressed in words alone. There is also the possibility that the illustrations were intended as a form of meditation or contemplation, rather than as a means of conveying information. In this view, the Voynich Manuscript is a spiritual or mystical text, with the illustrations serving as a focus for meditation or spiritual exercises. This would explain the repetitive nature of many of the images, as well as the fact that they often seem to defy logical explanation. The strange plants, for example, could be seen as representations of spiritual growth, with their twisting roots and branches symbolizing the soul's journey towards enlightenment. When examining the illustrations, it's evident that they contain visual paradoxes, elements that seem deliberately designed to confound the viewer. For instance, some of the plants have leaves that resemble animals or insects, while others have roots that twist into impossible shapes. These visual paradoxes could be a form of artistic playfulness, a way for the manuscript's creator to challenge the viewer's perception of reality. Alternatively, they could be a way of encoding hidden meanings, with the paradoxes serving as clues to the manuscript's true purpose. Another intriguing aspect of the illustrations is their use of perspective and scale. In many of the images, objects are depicted in a way that defies the normal rules of perspective, with smaller objects appearing larger than they should be, or distant objects appearing closer. This manipulation of perspective could be a way of emphasizing certain elements of the images, or it could be a way of creating a sense of disorientation, forcing the viewer to question their assumptions about what they are seeing. Similarly, the scale of the images often seems to be deliberately distorted, with tiny plants towering over human figures, or stars appearing as large as planets. This could be a way of conveying a sense of mystery or wonder, encouraging the viewer to see the world in a new and different way. The use of color in the illustrations is also noteworthy. While the manuscript is primarily rendered in black ink, there are many instances where color is used to highlight certain elements of the images. This use of color is often subtle, with shades of green, blue, and red used to differentiate between different parts of the plants or to add emphasis to certain details. The careful use of color suggests that the manuscript's creator had a deep understanding of the symbolic meanings of different colors, and that the choice of colors was not made lightly. It is possible that the colors were intended to convey additional layers of meaning, with each hue representing a different aspect of the manuscript's overall message. Despite the many theories and interpretations that have been proposed, the illustrations of the Voynich Manuscript remain an unsolved mystery. What is the true purpose of these bizarre images? Are they a coded form of knowledge, a visual language that has yet to be deciphered? Or are they simply the product of an imaginative mind, a work of art that defies conventional explanation? The answers to these questions may never be known, but the illustrations continue to fascinate and intrigue those who study them. In the end, the illustrations of the Voynich Manuscript are a testament to the creativity and ingenuity of the human mind. Whether they are a form of coded knowledge, a spiritual text, or simply a work of art, they represent a unique and valuable insight into the ways in which people have sought to understand the world around them. And as long as the Voynich Manuscript remains an unsolved mystery, its illustrations will continue to inspire wonder and curiosity in all who see them. The most popular theory surrounding the Voynich Manuscript is that it is a cipher, a coded text waiting to be unlocked. This idea gained traction in the early 20th century when cryptographers, including those who had worked on breaking codes during World War I, began to take an interest in the manuscript. One of the earliest and most influential of these was William Friedman, a pioneer in the field of cryptology. Friedman and his team devoted years to analyzing the Voynich Manuscript, convinced that it contained a secret message encoded in an unbreakable cipher. However, despite their best efforts, they were never able to crack the code. Friedman's work laid the foundation for future cryptographic analyses of the manuscript. In the decades since, many other cryptologists have taken up the challenge, employing increasingly sophisticated techniques, from frequency analysis to modern computational algorithms. Some researchers have suggested that the manuscript might use a form of polyalphabetic cipher, with the substitution rules changed throughout the text, making it extremely difficult to decode without knowing the key. Others have proposed that the manuscript might use a homophonic substitution cipher, where each letter or symbol represents multiple possible plaintext letters, further complicating the decryption process. More recent analyses have explored the possibility that the manuscript is written in a constructed or artificial language, designed specifically for the purpose of encryption. This idea is supported by the fact that the manuscript's text does not resemble any known language or writing system. However, the lack of a clear pattern in the text has led some to question whether the manuscript is truly a cipher at all, or whether it might be something else entirely. Another prominent theory is that the Voynich Manuscript is an elaborate hoax created to deceive or amuse. This idea gained prominence in the 20th century, particularly after the discovery of the manuscript by Wilfrid Voynich. Some skeptics argue that the manuscript was created by a clever forger, possibly in the 16th or 17th century, who wanted to sell it to a wealthy collector as a rare and valuable artifact. The manuscript's bizarre illustrations and incomprehensible text could have been designed to give the impression of an ancient and mysterious document, while in reality, it was a work of fiction. One of the strongest pieces of evidence supporting the hoax theory is the lack of any historical references to the manuscript before it was acquired by Voynich in 1912. If the manuscript were truly an ancient document of great significance, one might expect to find some mention of it in historical records. The absence of such references has led some to speculate that the manuscript was created shortly before it was discovered by Voynich, possibly as part of a scheme to sell it to a wealthy buyer. However, there are several reasons to doubt the hoax theory. For one, radiocarbon dating of the manuscript's vellum places its creation in the early 15th century, long before the time of Voynich. Additionally, the manuscript's illustrations and text show a level of consistency and complexity that would be difficult to achieve in a forgery. If the manuscript were indeed a hoax, it would have required an enormous amount of effort and skill to create, raising the question of why someone would go to such lengths for a deception. One of the more straightforward theories is that the Voynich Manuscript is an herbal manual, a book of medicinal plants and remedies. This idea is supported by the large number of botanical illustrations in the manuscript, which appear to depict various plants and herbs. Some researchers believe that the manuscript could be a guide to herbal medicine, possibly from a lost or obscure tradition. This theory has its roots in the early history of the manuscript, when it was first studied by herbalists and botanists. Some scholars have attempted to identify the plants depicted in the manuscript, suggesting that they may be representations of real plants, albeit rendered in a highly stylized or abstract manner. Others have argued that the plants could be fictional, representing a symbolic or alchemical system rather than actual species. The herbal manual theory is also supported by the presence of what appear to be recipes or instructions in the manuscript's text. These passages, often accompanied by images of plants, could be descriptions of how to prepare or use the herbs depicted in the illustrations. However, the fact that the text remains undeciphered makes it difficult to confirm this theory, and the strange, otherworldly appearance of many of the plants has led some to question whether the manuscript was ever intended to be a practical guide. Another theory posits that the Voynich Manuscript is an alchemical text, a guide to the secret science of transmutation and transformation. This idea is supported by the presence of many strange and seemingly symbolic images in the manuscript, including the astrological diagrams, the images of bathing women, and the intricate botanical illustrations. Some researchers believe that these images represent alchemical processes, with the plants and herbs symbolizing the stages of transmutation and the nymphs representing the purification of the soul. The alchemical theory is also supported by the fact that many of the manuscript's images appear to blend together elements from different categories, such as plants with roots that resemble human figures or celestial diagrams that incorporate botanical elements. This blending of categories is a common feature of alchemical texts, which often use symbolic language and imagery to describe the process of transformation. One of the most intriguing aspects of the alchemical theory is the possibility that the manuscript contains hidden messages or codes embedded within the text or images. Some researchers have suggested that the manuscript's text is a form of cipher designed to protect the secrets of alchemy from the uninitiated. Others have argued that the images themselves contain hidden meanings, with the seemingly bizarre and nonsensical elements representing the stages of alchemical transformation. Some researchers believe that the Voynich Manuscript is a medical treatise, a guide to the human body and its functions. This idea is supported by the presence of many anatomical images in the manuscript, including depictions of the female reproductive system and other internal organs. Some scholars have suggested that the manuscript could be a gynecological manual, possibly intended for use by midwives or other medical practitioners. The medical treatise theory is also supported by the presence of what appear to be recipes or instructions in the manuscript's text, which could be descriptions of medical treatments or remedies. Additionally, the manuscript's images of plants and herbs could represent medicinal plants, with the text describing their uses in treating various ailments. However, the fact that the manuscript's text remains undeciphered makes it difficult to confirm this theory, and the strange, otherworldly appearance of many of the anatomical images has led some to question whether the manuscript was ever intended to be a practical medical guide. Additionally, the presence of many non-anatomical images in the manuscript, such as the astrological diagrams and the botanical illustrations, suggests that the manuscript may have a broader purpose than simply serving as a medical treatise. Some researchers believe that the Voynich Manuscript is a work of pure imagination, created not to convey information or knowledge, but simply as a work of art. This idea is supported by the manuscript's images, which are often highly stylized and abstract, with little apparent connection to the real world. The manuscript's text, which does not resemble any known language, could be a form of artistic expression, a nonsense language created to complement the visual elements. The theory of the manuscript as an artistic creation is intriguing because it places the work in the realm of the fantastical rather than the practical. Some have suggested that the manuscript might have been created by an artist or a group of artists as a form of visual poetry or an artistic challenge. The bizarre, dreamlike quality of the illustrations, with their strange plants, astrological diagrams, and bathing nymphs, suggests a creative mind at work, possibly someone who wanted to push the boundaries of what could be depicted on the page. One of the most fascinating aspects of this theory is the idea that the manuscript was never meant to be solved or deciphered. Instead, it could be seen as a work of art that invites multiple interpretations, a text that resists categorization or explanation. In this sense, The Voynich Manuscript could be considered one of the earliest examples of surrealism, a precursor to the artistic movements that would emerge centuries later. However, this theory raises as many questions as it answers. If the manuscript is purely an artistic creation, why go to such lengths to produce a text that resembles a real language? Why create a book filled with detailed botanical and anatomical illustrations if they serve no practical purpose? And why has the manuscript been preserved so carefully over the centuries, if it was simply a work of artistic whimsy? Another intriguing theory is that the Voynich Manuscript is a mystical or occult text, a book designed to convey hidden or esoteric knowledge. This idea is supported by the manuscript's frequent use of symbols and diagrams, which resemble those found in other mystical and alchemical texts from the same period. Some researchers have suggested that the manuscript might be a grimoire, a book of magical spells and rituals, or a guide to astrological or alchemical practices. The theory of the manuscript as a mystical text is also supported by its enigmatic language, which some believe could be a form of angelic or divine language, similar to the Enochian language described by the 16th century occultist John Dee. According to this theory, the manuscript's text might contain hidden messages or instructions, accessible only to those with the proper knowledge or training. One of the most fascinating aspects of this theory is the possibility that the manuscript contains a hidden code or cipher designed to protect its secrets from the uninitiated. Some researchers have suggested that the manuscript's text could be a form of coded language, with each word or symbol representing a different concept or idea. Others have argued that the manuscript's images might contain hidden meanings or clues, with the seemingly nonsensical elements representing the stages of spiritual or alchemical transformation. The mystical text theory is particularly compelling because it places the manuscript in the context of the broader intellectual and spiritual currents of the Renaissance. During this period, there was a renewed interest in the occult and mystical traditions, with many scholars seeking to uncover the hidden knowledge of the ancients. The Voynich Manuscript could be seen as part of this broader movement, a text that seeks to bridge the gap between the material and spiritual worlds. One of the most enduring mysteries of the Voynich Manuscript is its language. The manuscript is written in an unknown script, which has baffled scholars and cryptographers for centuries. Some believe that the text is written in a lost or forgotten language, while others argue that it might be pure gibberish, created as part of a hoax or artistic experiment. The linguistic puzzle of the manuscript has attracted the attention of many researchers, who have attempted to decode its text using a variety of methods. Some have suggested that the manuscript's language might be a constructed language, similar to the languages created by Tolkien or other authors. Others have argued that the text might be a form of shorthand or abbreviation, with each symbol representing a word or phrase. One of the most intriguing theories is that the manuscript's language is a form of proto-language, an early or primitive form of a known language that has since evolved or disappeared. According to this theory, the manuscript's text might contain clues to the origins of language itself, offering a glimpse into the linguistic practices of a long-forgotten culture. However, the lack of any known parallels or connections to other languages has led some to question whether the manuscript's text is truly a language at all. Some researchers have suggested that the text might be a form of glossolalia or speaking in tongues, a phenomenon in which people produce speech-like sounds without any meaningful content. Others have argued that the text could be a form of free writing, created by an author who was more interested in the act of writing than in conveying any particular meaning. In recent decades, the mystery of the Voynich Manuscript has attracted the attention of modern scholars, cryptographers, and even artificial intelligence. With advances in technology and interdisciplinary approaches, new methods of analysis have been applied to this enigmatic text, yielding both intriguing results and further questions. This chapter delves into the most significant modern research and analyses that have attempted to decode the manuscript's secrets. With the advent of powerful computers and algorithms, the Voynich Manuscript has been subjected to extensive computational analysis. Cryptographers have used machine learning and statistical models to examine the text structure, frequency of characters, and possible linguistic patterns. One of the key goals of these analyses has been to determine whether the manuscript's text follows any recognizable linguistic structure, or if it is, as some have suggested, merely a hoax written in a constructed language with no meaning. One notable study involved the application of Zipf's law, which in natural languages predicts that the frequency of any word is inversely proportional to its rank in the frequency table. Surprisingly, the Voynich Manuscript's text follows this law, which has led some researchers to argue that it could indeed be a meaningful language, albeit one that is currently undeciphered. This finding has reignited debates about the manuscript's authenticity as a genuine text rather than a clever hoax. Moreover, advances in natural language processing, NLP, have allowed researchers to compare the manuscript's text against a vast database of known languages, both modern and ancient. While no direct match has been found, some studies suggest that the text could be an encoded version of an early Romance language or even an unknown dialect. These analyses have provided new avenues for exploration, but the manuscript's language remains undeciphered, keeping its secrets intact. Artificial intelligence, AI, has been one of the most promising tools in the ongoing quest to decipher the Voynich Manuscript. Researchers have trained AI models on vast corpora of known languages to try and decode the manuscript's text. One approach has been to use deep learning algorithms to analyze the manuscript as a potential cipher, where each character or symbol corresponds to a letter or word in a known language. A breakthrough came when an AI model trained on ancient texts suggested that the manuscript's language might have roots in Hebrew. The AI proposed that the text could be an anagram version of a Hebrew cipher. This led to some partial translations of individual words and phrases, although these interpretations remain highly speculative and controversial within the academic community. Despite the excitement surrounding AI-based approaches, the technology has not yet provided a definitive solution. The manuscript's complexity, combined with the possibility of it being a constructed language or elaborate hoax, means that even the most advanced AI models struggle to make sense of the text. However, these efforts have opened up new possibilities for interdisciplinary research, combining AI with linguistic, historical, and cryptographic expertise. One of the most significant breakthroughs in understanding the Voynich manuscript came from radiocarbon dating, which provided a more accurate estimate of its creation date. Samples of the vellum, the animal skin parchment on which the manuscript is written, were tested, revealing that the manuscript likely dates to the early 15th century, around 1404 to 1438. This discovery was crucial in narrowing down the possible origins of the manuscript and ruled out earlier theories that placed its creation in ancient or early medieval times. The dating also aligned with the Renaissance period, a time of significant intellectual and artistic activity, which has led to renewed interest in the manuscript's possible connections to Renaissance scholars, artists, and alchemists. However, while radiocarbon dating has provided a clearer picture of when the manuscript was created, it has not resolved the mystery of its authorship or purpose. The manuscript's ink has also been analyzed, confirming that it is consistent with the period's materials. But this too has yielded few clues about the author or the manuscript's intended use. Multispectral imaging technology has allowed researchers to see the Voynich manuscript in new ways, revealing details that are invisible to the naked eye. By capturing images of the manuscript under different wavelengths of light, researchers have uncovered hidden text, erased drawings, and even possible annotations that might have been made by the original author or later owners of the manuscript. This technology has provided new insights into the manuscript's creation process, suggesting that the author might have made revisions or corrections as the work progressed. For example, multispectral imaging has revealed faint outlines of earlier sketches beneath the final illustrations, indicating that the manuscript's images were carefully planned and executed over time. The discovery of hidden text, possibly in a different hand or language, has also led to speculation that the manuscript might have been a collaborative effort, with multiple authors contributing to the text and illustrations. Alternatively, these hidden elements could represent an earlier draft or layer of meaning, further complicating the manuscript's interpretation. Paleography, the study of ancient handwriting, has been applied to the Voynich Manuscript in an attempt to identify its author, or at least place it within a specific scribal tradition. Researchers have analyzed the manuscript's script in detail, comparing it to other known manuscripts from the same period to identify similarities in style, technique, and character formation. The manuscript script, known as Voynichese, is unique and does not match any known alphabet or script. However, paleographers have noted that the handwriting is consistent throughout the manuscript, suggesting that it was likely written by a single person. This consistency has been cited as evidence against the manuscript being a hoax, as it would be difficult for a forger to maintain such uniformity over an entire manuscript. Some paleographers have also suggested that the manuscript script bears similarities to certain medieval shorthand systems, which were used to quickly record information in a compact form. This has led to speculation that the manuscript might be a form of abbreviated text, possibly a cipher or code, intended to conceal its true meaning from all but a select few. In recent years, the study of the Voynich manuscript has become increasingly interdisciplinary, with scholars from a wide range of fields, linguistics, art history, chemistry, computer science, and more, collaborating to unlock its secrets. These collaborations have led to new insights and approaches, but they have also highlighted the complexity of the manuscript and the challenges of interpreting it. For example, art historians have worked with botanists to identify the plants depicted in the manuscript's illustrations, while cryptographers have teamed up with linguists to analyze the text. These collaborations have generated a wealth of new data, but they have also underscored the difficulty of reaching a consensus on the manuscript's meaning and purpose. The interdisciplinary approach has also led to the development of new research methodologies, such as the use of crowdsourcing to involve the public in the analysis of the manuscript. Online platforms have been created where amateur codebreakers, linguists, and historians can share their findings and theories, contributing to the ongoing search for answers. Despite these efforts, the Voynich manuscript remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. The manuscript's origins, language, and purpose continue to elude researchers, and it seems that with every new discovery, more questions arise. However, the ongoing research and collaboration offer hope that one day, the manuscript's secrets might finally be revealed. The Voynich manuscript is not merely an enigma of medieval history. It has evolved into a cultural phenomenon that continues to captivate the imagination of scholars, artists, and the general public alike. Over the years, this mysterious text has inspired a myriad of creative works, scholarly debates, and popular media adaptations. Its influence extends far beyond the academic community, permeating various aspects of modern culture. In this chapter, we will explore the profound and diverse cultural impact of the Voynich manuscript, examining how it has been represented in literature, art, media, and even popular conspiracy theories. The enigmatic nature of the Voynich manuscript has inspired numerous authors to weave it into their narratives, often as a central plot device or symbol of mystery. In fiction, the manuscript is frequently portrayed as a powerful artifact, a key to hidden knowledge, or a dangerous object sought after by secret societies. Its undeciphered text and bizarre illustrations make it an ideal subject for stories that blend history with fantasy, science fiction, or mystery. One of the earliest and most influential literary references to the Voynich Manuscript can be found in The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco, a novel that, while not directly about the manuscript, echoes its themes of hidden knowledge and cryptic texts. The book's portrayal of an ancient, mysterious manuscript that leads to murder and intrigue in a medieval monastery mirrors the real-world aura of the Voynich Manuscript. In more recent times, authors like Neil Stephenson and Dan Brown have drawn inspiration from the manuscript's mystery. Stevenson's Cryptonomicon and Brown's The Lost Symbol incorporate elements of cryptography and hidden codes reminiscent of the manuscript, playing on its association with secret knowledge and unsolved puzzles. The Voynich Manuscript has also found its way into historical fiction, where authors speculate on its origins and purpose, often placing it in the hands of famous historical figures or linking it to significant historical events. These fictional interpretations, while speculative, have contributed to the manuscript's mythos, embedding it further into the cultural consciousness as a symbol of the unknown and the unknowable. The bizarre and beautiful illustrations of the Voynich Manuscript have inspired countless artists who are drawn to its surreal imagery and the mystery that surrounds it. The manuscript's botanical drawings, strange creatures, and intricate diagrams have been reimagined in various artistic mediums, from painting and sculpture to digital art and animation. Artists have taken the liberty of interpreting the manuscript's content in creative and often abstract ways, exploring its themes through modern and contemporary lenses. For instance, some have reinterpreted the manuscript's botanical illustrations as fantastical plants in surrealist art, while others have used its cryptic text as a basis for typographic experiments or digital art installations. In the world of graphic design, the Voynich Manuscript has inspired fonts, posters, and other visual materials that play on its mysterious and ancient aesthetic. The manuscript's unique script has been adapted into typefaces that evoke a sense of the arcane, often used in fantasy or historical-themed projects. Additionally, the manuscript's influence can be seen in modern fashion and design, where its patterns and motifs have been incorporated into clothing, jewelry, and home decor. These adaptations highlight the manuscript's enduring appeal as a symbol of mystery and beauty, transcending its original context to become a source of inspiration for contemporary creatives. The Voynich Manuscript has made numerous appearances in popular media, where it is often portrayed as an object of intrigue, mystery, and even danger. Its frequent depiction in films, television shows, and video games reflects its status as a cultural icon, representing the allure of unsolved puzzles and hidden knowledge. In film and television, the manuscript has been featured in various genres, from historical dramas to science fiction. Shows like Warehouse 13 and Da Vinci's Demons have incorporated the manuscript into their storylines, often linking it to conspiracies, secret societies, or supernatural phenomena. These portrayals, while fictional, reinforce the manuscript's image as a relic of great power and mystery. In video games, the Voynich Manuscript often serves as a plot device or collectible item, symbolizing the quest for knowledge or the solving of ancient mysteries. Games like Assassin's Creed and Uncharted have featured artifacts similar to the manuscript, emphasizing its connection to hidden history and forgotten secrets. The manuscript has also been the subject of documentaries, both academic and popular, where its history and mystery are explored in detail. These documentaries have brought the manuscript to a wider audience, further cementing its place in modern culture as one of the world's most intriguing unsolved mysteries. Given its mysterious nature and undeciphered text, the Voynich Manuscript has naturally become a focal point for various conspiracy theories. These theories range from plausible speculations to far-fetched claims, reflecting the manuscript's enigmatic status and the human tendency to seek meaning in the unknown. Some theories suggest that the manuscript is the work of an alien civilization or that it contains the secrets of alchemy, eternal life, or other esoteric knowledge. Others propose that it was created by a secret society, such as the Freemasons or the Rosicrucians, and that its true meaning is known only to a select few. These theories, while lacking solid evidence, have contributed to the manuscript's mystique, making it a popular topic among conspiracy theorists and enthusiasts of the occult. The manuscript's impenetrable text and strange illustrations lend themselves to such interpretations, allowing people to project their own beliefs and fantasies onto it. The cultural impact of these theories is significant, as they have helped to popularize the Voynich Manuscript in the public imagination, transforming it from a historical curiosity into a symbol of hidden truths and secret knowledge. The manuscript's association with conspiracy theories has also made it a frequent subject of online discussions, podcasts, and YouTube videos, where enthusiasts debate its origins and meaning. The Voynich Manuscript's influence on modern culture is a testament to its enduring mystery and the fascination it holds for people across different fields and interests. Whether viewed as a historical artifact, a work of art, or a cryptic puzzle, the manuscript continues to captivate and inspire, leaving a lasting legacy that transcends time and borders. In academia, the manuscript remains a subject of serious study and debate, with scholars from various disciplines contributing to its analysis. In popular culture, it serves as a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that even in an age of information, some mysteries remain unsolved. The Voynich Manuscript's ability to inspire and intrigue is perhaps its greatest legacy. It challenges our understanding of language, art, and history, inviting us to question what we know and to seek answers in the unknown. As long as the manuscript remains undeciphered, it will continue to captivate the imagination of future generations, ensuring its place as one of the most fascinating enigmas in human history. As we stand on the threshold of a new era in science and technology, the Voynich Manuscript remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of all time. Despite decades of research, analysis, and the most advanced technological tools at our disposal, the manuscript continues to defy explanation. Its secrets remain locked away in a language we cannot read, an alphabet we cannot decipher, and images we cannot fully understand. The mystery of the Voynich Manuscript isn't just in what it contains, but in the very fact that it has managed to elude the brightest minds for over 6 centuries. But perhaps that is the true power of the Voynich Manuscript. It is a reminder that, in a world where information is ubiquitous and answers seem just a click away, there are still mysteries that resist explanation, puzzles that have yet to be solved, that challenge the limits of human understanding. This enduring enigma taps into a deep-seated aspect of human nature, the need to explore the unknown, to push the boundaries of knowledge, to believe that some secrets are worth pursuing, even if they may never be fully uncovered. In an age where so much knowledge is at our fingertips, the manuscript stands as a symbol of the unknown, a beacon of curiosity and wonder that continues to inspire and intrigue. The Voynich Manuscript has become more than just a puzzle. It is a symbol of the human spirit's endless quest for understanding, a testament to our collective curiosity and our unwillingness to leave any stone unturned. While the Voynich Manuscript may never be fully understood, it will continue to capture the imagination of all who encounter it. Its pages are not just a collection of words and images. They are a challenge, a puzzle passed down through the ages, beckoning each new generation to take up the quest. The enduring mystery of the Voynich Manuscript is a reminder that, even in our most advanced age, there are still riddles that remain beyond our reach, waiting for the right mind, the right technology, or perhaps just the right moment in history to be solved. The Voynich Manuscript's journey is far from over. As long as it exists, it will continue to be a source of fascination, a symbol of the unknown, and a challenge to the boundaries of human knowledge. Will the mystery ever be solved? Or is its true purpose to remain forever elusive, an eternal reminder of the mysteries that still lurk in the shadows of history? Thank you for joining us on this journey into the mystery of the Voynich Manuscript. If you enjoyed this documentary, please consider subscribing to our channel World Storytellers for more deep dives into the world's most intriguing historical puzzles. And now, we'd like to hear from you. What do you think the Voynich Manuscript is? A cipher? A hoax? Or something else entirely? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content.